Good morning, children. Sairam. Welcome to your Political Science online session. Children, in the last chapters, we had learnt about the working of the Constitution and the election procedure. Today, we will start a new lesson in political science. Lesson number 3, Political Parties. Now, children, in this chapter, we will understand what are the characteristics of political parties, changing scenarios of the Indian political systems, and also we'll try to understand the difference between national parties and state parties or regional parties. Okay, so now let us start with lesson number 3, political parties. Now children, why do we need political parties? What are political parties? Now children, political parties can be described as a group of people who aim to contest elections, win elections and get power and establish the government of their party. So children, political parties, they are the group of people, okay, and they aim to contest elections. They take part in elections, they win the elections and they get the power. So basically the main objective of political party is to achieve power and establish government of their party. So political parties are a group of people who aim to contest elections, win elections and get power, and then they establish the government of their party. So that is the definition of political parties, and the main objective of political parties is to achieve power. Now let us learn what are the characteristics of political parties. Now children, as I told you that political parties' objective is to achieve power. So the first characteristics of political parties is to be in power. Now children, achieving power through elections is the main objective of political parties. So the main objective, I already told you children, it is to achieve power, and that they can get through winning the elections. Now children, different political parties, they compete with each other, okay, to get power. They compete with each other, they stand in elections and they compete with each other to get the power. And there's nothing wrong in this competition. The competition should be a healthy competition. It should be fair. See, as I told you, we have learned in the previous class that the elections should be held in a free and fair atmosphere. There should not be any use of money power or muscle power to win the elections. So it should be held in a free and fair atmosphere. So the first characteristic of political parties is to be in power. And achieving power, how do they achieve the power? Through elections. And different political parties, they compete with each other. Competition is not wrong, but it should be healthy. It should be done in a free and fair atmosphere, not by using the money power or muscle power. Okay. Now second, to pursue an ideology. Now children, what do you mean by ideology? Now children, ideology is basically the set of ideas, okay. They are the ideas which they have, which form the base of the political party. So every political party has some policies and world views. They have their own ideas, own opinions, okay. So parties have a particular stand about social issues. These together make party ideology. That is a set of beliefs. What is their thinking? I'll give you one example. Now just take example of Shiv Sena. Now Shiv Sena, basically it thrives on regional pride, and they work for the betterment, or you can say the promotion of Marathi culture and language. They work for the interest of Marathi people. So that is their ideology, that is their set of beliefs. So every political party, they have some beliefs or their ideologies, and those people who consider these ideologies, they accept these ideologies, they support that political party. So the people who consider any specific party ideology, that is their beliefs or their ideas, if they accept them, then they support that political party. Social support received by a political party is called the mass base of political party. Children, this is very important. The support which is received by the political party is called the mass base of political party. Now children, in modern days, if you see, ideologies of all the political parties are similar, and hence it is very difficult to differentiate between the parties on the basis of ideologies. There are so many political parties, and now in modern times everybody has the same ideology. So it is not possible, or it is very difficult to differentiate between the parties on the basis of ideologies. Now the next characteristics of political party, the third one, to have a party agenda. Now children, agenda means plan, okay. Now political parties, they prepare their party's agenda on the basis of party ideology. Whatever is their ideas, okay, they will prepare the agenda after they get the power. So political parties, they prepare their party's agenda. Now this plan is prepared on the basis of their ideology, whatever their ideas are. But they can implement this agenda, that whatever they have planned, it could be implemented after they get the political power. If they win the elections, then only they can implement the agenda, whatever they have planned. So the agenda, children, that will be framed on the basis of their ideologies, and it could be implemented only if they get the political power. Now children, even if they do not get the political power, now what do the political parties do? They try to get the support of people on the basis of this agenda. So to have a party agenda means to prepare a plan and then to implement that plan. But that plan can be implemented only if they get the political power. Suppose if they don't get the power, then too they can try to get the support of the people on the basis of this agenda. Now next one, to establish a government. Now political parties, they establish the government and then they govern the nation, they administer the nation. Now the political party which gets majority in elections forms the government, that they become the ruling party. Who gets the majority seats in elections, they form the ruling party. And the party which do not get the majority, they act as opposition parties. And it is said that opposition parties, they are called as the watchdogs. They keep a watch on what the ruling party does, okay. So the political parties which get majority in elections, they forms the government, that is they are called the ruling party. And the parties which do not get majority, they act as opposition parties. So the party which wins the election, they establish a government and then they rule the country, or they administer the country. Now the fifth characteristic of political parties, to act as a link between the government and the people. Now children, this is the most important characteristic, that is the political parties, they act as a link between the government and the people. Now the political parties, children, they communicate the demands and complaints of the people to the government. So they are the link between the government and the people. So whatever the demands of the people are, or whatever the complaints are, they put forward in front of the government. And the government, it tries to get the support of the people for its policies and programs through political parties. So very important, children, the political parties, they act as a link between the government and the people. So children, we had learnt about 5 characteristics of political parties, that is to be in power, to pursue an ideology, to have a party agenda, to establish a government, and to act as a link between the government and the people. So these were the 5 characteristics of political parties. Now children, let us learn about the changing scenarios of political system in India, that is a changing nature of political party system in India. Now children, the Congress was a strong political party in the post-independence period. You all know that Congress party was very influential. It was not challenged by any party. So the Congress was a strong political party in the post-independence period, that is even after independence, it was very influential. Congress had a majority at center and in most of the states. It was unchallenged. Indian politics was controlled by the Congress party. This era was described as era of single dominant party system. So it is one party, that is single dominant party system. Congress party was influential, it was unchallenged. So the Congress was a strong political party in the post-independence period. You all know it was very influential, right? They had great leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Indira Gandhi. So it was a dominant party. Okay. Indian politics was controlled by the Congress party, and this era was described as the era of single dominant party system. But children, over a period of time, the non-Congress parties came together and they challenged single dominant party system in 1977. Now, for example, Morarji Desai, he had challenged Indira Gandhi. He outwitted Indira Gandhi. Okay, so the Congress party was challenged. So the non-Congress parties, they came together and they challenged single dominant party system in 1977. After the 1989 Lok Sabha elections, the system of one party emerging as dominant party came to an end. So children, now the system of single party, that is single party as a ruling party or dominating party, that system, it had come to an end. Since then, different parties began to come together to form coalition governments. Now coalition government means what, children? Two political parties, they come together and they cooperate with each other and they form the government. So now the coalition governments, they began to be formed. Both the Bharatiya Janata Party and Congress Party made an experiment of establishing coalition government. So both of them, they came together and they formed coalition government. The belief that coalition government brings instability was proved wrong by the political party system in our country. In fact, the coalition government system has stabilized in India. So children, now there is no single party ruling. Okay, so coalition governments where two political parties, they come together and they form the government and they cooperate with each other and they rule the country or they govern the country. So so it was said that the coalition governments would lead to instability, but it was proved wrong. Okay, it does not lead to instability. It had a stabilized, it was stabilized. Okay, it led to stabilization in India. Now children, just have a look. If power remains with one political party for a long period and if no other political parties are influential, the party system is called as one party system. So when the power, it remains with one political party, that is a single dominant party, okay, for a long period of time, and if no other political parties are influential, that party system is called as one party system. And children, in politics, when two political parties are influential and if political parties enjoy power alternatively, the party system is called as two-party system. And when many political parties compete for political power and more or less they are equally influential, the party system is called multi-party system. So we have three types, that is one-party system, two-party system and multi-party system. So children, this box type questions which are there in your textbook, you should read whatever information is given because it could be asked as a objective type question in your exam. Okay, now children, there's a homework for you. Just have a look, children. Now I just explained to you about the one party system, two party system and multi party system. Now children, just have a look at this. Mahatma Gandhi, Vinoba Bhave and Jayaprakash Narayan put forth the idea of partyless democracy. So children, we had now discussed about one party system, two party system and multi party system. I want you to get information about this partyless democracy. What has to be done to bring such democracy in modern times? So what is partyless democracy? So you have to write this answer in your notebooks. Okay, what is partyless democracy? And you have to also find out the member parties of the coalition, following leading coalitions, that is NDA, National Democratic Alliance and United Progressive Alliance. So you have to find out the member parties of the following leading coalition governments. So NDA and UPA. Children, this you have to write in your notebooks. So I hope children you have understood about the characteristics of political parties, then the changing scenario in the Indian political system. Now children, we will continue this in the next class. We'll continue the lesson in the next class. We'll be learning about the national parties, regional parties. Okay, in the next class we will continue. Till then, take care and have a good day.